There is nothing to entice a child to get into comic books anymore. The newsstand, the spinner rack, the gas station, the toy store, none of that exists anymore. That's all direct market. What is direct market? That means comic book store. You gotta go find the comic store in your town and go in there to get your comics. That means you have to be on a mission to get comics in the first place. Not only that, they're $5, $6 a piece now. That's not just an increase of inflation. You increase inflation from when I was a kid till now, a comic should cost about $2. When I was a kid, it was newsprint. It was cheap. That's not how comics are made now. Everything is high quality, prestige format. Grab any issue. You got a complete story there. Sure, Spider-Man did something before, and they'll reference back to it. But you didn't need to read it to know where you're at or what's happening. Today, forget it. Everything is written for the trade paperback. Every single standalone story takes 12 issues. It's not 12 issues a story. It's still one issue of story spread over 12 issues, so it's a lot of filler. And you can't follow that kind of a story for 12 issues. And why would you? It's too expensive. You just wait till all 12 are done. And you get the trade paperback. The trade paperback collects all of the issues, plus all the variant covers, plus an interview with the author and the artist. And it ends up costing you less than half the cover price of all the original issues. And you just sit down and read it all at once. That's how TV is written now. Everything is a long, drawn-out story arc. And when it's done, then they start back over at issue 1. You can't get new readers. You just got old men like me going to the comic store at 50 years old. That's $6 per issue. Ain't going to the creators. This ain't an Avengers film that cost $100 million because $50 million of it is going to Robert Downey Jr. and $40 million is going to Chris Hemsworth and $10 million is going to some special effects house for CGI. Not because it costs $10 million. It costs a lot more than that. But the effects houses have to bid on those jobs, and the lowest bidder wins. That means you gotta undercut in order to get the job in the first place. If a job's gonna cost you $20 million and you bid $20 million, you ain't getting $20. You're out of the business. You need to bid $10 million. Then you can get the job. Of course, it's not enough. That's why every special effects house files bankruptcy and goes out of business before the films come out. I know these things. I went to school for computer animation. That was what was happening. But there ain't no Robert Downey Jr. in the world of comic books. There are writers, there are artists, but they ain't making $50 million. I'll tell you that much. They're barely making enough to survive, and they're working their butts off. And they're not getting new readers. I'm old. I'm gonna die out. My whole generation is gonna die out. No kid sitting on their phone, watching TikTok, can't afford anything in this overpriced life we've got for ourselves here is going to spend that kind of money for 1/12 of a stinking story. What's the solution? I don't know. Maybe there is none. Japan seems to have it figured out. They sell manga to all ages in numbers that would boggle your mind. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe the stuff I like is antiquated. Like me. What can I say? I miss everything about the old days.